Hey guys, what is going on? And it's David here, back in with another episode of the Cerebral Palsy and Fitness Podcast. And today I have my good friend Josh here on the show. He's gonna
Hey,
talk. He's gonna talk about himself. He's gonna talk about what it was like growing up. Uh, Basically, we're just gonna have a casual conversation, kind of going through his music, you know, uh, our friendship, and eventually we're gonna get to eventually hear from him at the end of the show. So a little bit about his music. So Josh, take it away, man. Tell all my listeners what you do, and I guess any hobbies and talents you might have.
uh, hey, David. It's so cool to be on this podcast with you, man. Been watching you for years, and I know we went to high school together. I At the moment, I'm actually an IT guy. I was in furniture for a while. My dad's in furniture, so that's what I was doing for a long time. And then the pandemic hit, so I decided to hop back into IT. I'm currently like the IT analyst for the Seneca Nation. They have like a reservation around me. So I get pretty much
Oh,
two buildings where I'm just the main IT guy, and I get
that,
to make sure everything's up and running.
that's awesome, and I know you were dabbing into IT when we were in high school and everything. You were always thinking about it, and then things happen. We kind of leave it for a little while, and then sometimes we're like, you know what? I'm actually pretty good at this. I think I might go back into it. But did you prefer doing furniture better than doing IT?
Yeah, it was a weird process because I know in high school, at the end of high school, I'm like, I don't want to do IT. I want to be a cop, you know. And then I went to college for a couple years to try and be a cop, and then I'm like, I don't think I can be a cop. So I decided to join my dad's furniture, and it was actually pretty decent money, but I found it was days where I was on the road for 14 hours a day,
Ugh.
just driving for 6 hours and then working like a crazy shift on top of that, just going into people's houses. And this is people who've spent thousands of dollars on their furniture, and it arrived damaged, and I had to go and pretty much reupholster it in their home. Just kind of crazy stuff like that. So I didn't feel comfortable with that once the pandemic hit, obviously, because sometimes I was going into senior citizen homes, and sometimes I was going into young people homes who didn't want to
Yeah.
wear masks and all that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the spreader.
That or you might get it yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to get it. I was more concerned about passing it on to someone's grandmother than me getting it, but yeah, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I think IT's where I need to be, and that's what I did, and I love it.
Yeah, and I mean everybody has, a a preference and a hobby that they would like to do that
Mhm.
like you said, you wanted to keep everybody safe, so you made the best decision for you, and not only for you but your small family.
Yeah,
Um yeah, so to kind of continue on with that, uh so where did you find your passion for music? I know you have hobbies and talents besides IT, so
yeah. I started in music. Pretty much, it's always been a part of my life. Like my parents have been a part of churches since I was a little kid, and my mom's always been like a worship pastor. So,
okay.
um, I was always on the team with them, and I was always playing from like an early age. My dad bought me like a guitar when I was 5 years old. I never got lessons for it besides from him, but well, I did for maybe a year. I got lessons, but I wasn't able to stick with it. So, like music for me has always just been me messing around and playing whatever I feel like playing, just trying to get my emotions out, and that's what I enjoy about it.
Do you think that's something that um helped you, I guess, growing up, like going through school, especially high school? Did music help you in a way to kind of cope with, like, people kind of messing with you, or getting going through certain phases in your life that you were struggling in?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's times where we moved all the time when I was a kid. I think we moved probably 4 or 5 times over my life, from New York to Pennsylvania, from Pennsylvania to Florida, and then Florida back to New York at the end. But um, yeah, whenever I was stressed out, I would put headphones in, and I know there was times I'd show you whatever I was listening to, and you'd be that'd be something that you hadn't heard before and you thought it was funny. But um, I think I showed you Christian rap and you laughed for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I remember that. I did laugh for like 10 minutes. And then I'm like, you know what? This is actually pretty good. Eventually I started
Yeah.
listening to it. And I'm like, this isn't so bad.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy where I'll listen to any genre. I can listen to country if it's a good country person. I can listen to
Speaking
rap.
about rap, do you listen to NF?
I haven't.
Dude,
That's probably
you
someone I'm
need
gonna.
to. If you listen to like Christian, if you listen to like Christian rap or not, I mean Christian music, he's actually
Mhm.
a Christian rapper. He doesn't curse in his music. All his music is about his life experiences. Like, he went through a lot of like hardship. He lost his mom through like drug addiction,
Oh
and he
wow,
like raps about that and raps about, overcoming perseverance and overcoming the odds. Like,
that's
dude, he's amazing. Like, I've been to his concert.
hmm.
Incredible, man. You need to listen to him if you can.
Yeah. I'll have to write that down and take a look at it as
I think you'd like it. I
on
mean,
some
if you're into that
playlist.
kind of music, yeah, something different.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been into anyone that's talented, no matter the genre. Like, I'll listen to a cappella if it's people that have crazy ranges that I've never heard before. So,
Yeah, the only music I can't listen to is heavy metal anymore. I used to listen to it in high school, but now it's like I'm older. I'm like, what is this garbage? I can't listen to this anymore. I can listen to
yeah,
everything, or no, and I don't. I personally, I don't listen to country either. It's just my preference. I mean, it's just me. So it's you know,
yeah, you just got to find the. It's definitely it took some time for me to get used to, but when you're around open fields all the time, I guess you start to get used to it. Like, it starts to hit more home. Um, but there's some good storytellers in country for sure. Just really cool stories, which is what I started to get used to with those songs. It's not all I lost my wife, I lost my tractor, that kind of thing.
yeah. There's always there's some positivity behind it. Every every genre we listen to in our lives.
Mhm. For sure.
Um. So I guess besides music, who do you consider? I mean, like an individual or like anything in your life that might have sparked your confidence that said one day, you know what? I'm tired of being, just this one person, self-loathing and just not really appreciating myself. That you're like one day you're like, I want to change and I want to make better of myself. And there's always this one person that's kind of like, you know what? Whoa, they're always so positive, always so
Mhm.
upbringing. You're like, I want to be like them, or you know, who do you, or do you have like multiple people, or just that one individual that kind of helped spark that confidence out of you one day?
Yeah. Um, for me, I have watched a lot of your stuff, so I like everything that you're doing, bro. Like all the confidence and positivity you're bringing. Um, but for me, when I was in a really, really dark place, that's actually when I met my wife. She kind of came in. We started talking as friends, and she kind of lifted me up and kind of started pushing me towards my goals. I wouldn't be where I am without the person I ended up marrying. She like
Hey man.
turned me around completely. So um, it's really cool to have those people that'll build you up and it'll stick with you even when you don't have any confidence in yourself. They can see the potential that you have for your life and the potential that you could be. So
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. That really is. Like, there's always that one person, or your teacher, mentor, anybody that helps uplift you, that you're really thankful for and you don't take for granted. And that
yeah,
happened to be and that happened to be, you know, your wife, which is awesome. It's
yeah, I got lucky for sure.
uh, it's always good to have that one person. So good for you, man.
Thanks.
I really like that. That's awesome. If you could go back and I guess tell your younger self, I mean, it could be yourself in high school, it could be yourself in like middle school or elementary school. What would you tell them to kind of boost their confidence and morale, you know?
Um, One thing I would say is it's just a short part of your life. I know to all the kids that are in high school at the moment, they feel like, it's their entire world and they're not gonna, like, everything matters that you do right now, and everything does matter. Um, like, you should take school seriously and you should try your best, but you have the rest of your life as well. I didn't try in high school, and I'm still able to, you know, after a couple years, I've realized what I wanted to do, and I can actually put my mind to it and focus on it, even without um, doing it right out of high school. So it's an important part of your life, but you still have your entire life if something happens where um, you aren't able to do exactly what you want to do at that moment.
Yeah, it's it's crazy how you see your younger self and you see yourself down, you're like, man, I was once like that, and now look at me. Now I'm successful, now I'm confident. I have I have a beautiful, uh relationship, you like I have a beautiful wife and all this stuff. And it's awesome, man. It's good to see. It's good to go back and then see how much you grow from that one spot.
Yeah, for sure. I know in high school, I had a very close knit group of friends. You were one of them, probably
Sheik.
three. Yeah, Sheik, a couple other people, just a really tight group of people that are pretty much my family, and I'd consider you family, even though we haven't talked in forever. It
And
feels like
now we gotta get back up into it, man. We gotta get back in it.
yeah, it feels like we never stopped talking at all, man. You're my brother, but
Yeah.
um, forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, that was me in high school, and now it's pretty
Now
much the
look at you,
same.
man. Now you're making a lot of people proud.
Yeah, for sure.
Just so you know that, bro. So this is actually a pretty good question. So I mean, we met in high school, but what was
Mhm.
your first impression of me when you first met me? Like, did you have any like questions? You're like, man, what does this guy have? Like he's
Well, yeah, I mean there's always the initial questions of like what's going on, um, but one thing I noticed about you, David, when I first met you, you're fearless, man. Like you socially, everything, you're fearless. Like you have no problem making friends with anybody. You have no problem making friends with the teachers. You had no problem making friends with anybody, man. And I really looked up to that. Um, yeah, just you were very confident about yourself, and you were very kind enough to tell anyone that ever had a question for you about what's going on, or what uh, what cerebral palsy is. I learned a lot about cerebral palsy mainly from you. So it's really cool. And just the moment I first met you, I'm like that guy's pretty cool. So
thanks, man. And I guess say the best way to get over that fear of disability
mhm.
is to just get out there, be confident,
Yeah,
speak about it. Because if you don't, people are gonna be questioning you. You're gonna feel self-doubt. You're gonna feel like people are constantly making fun of you, throwing jabs at you. But if you from the get-go explain what you have, there's
mhm.
less chance of that happening because they already know. Like I started my new group of kids this year as a youth advocate because I'm a youth advocate now. And I said when I walked in that classroom, when I walked in the gym to meet my students, the first thing I said was, "All right, y'all can say whatever the heck you want. Y'all can call me penguin legs. Y'all can say whatever, Mr. Cobblepot. Uh, you know, whatever you guys want to say, let it out. It's all cool. I shrug it with confidence because I don't let it bother me. But they were all cool. They're like, they were very attentive, and I explained to them what I have, and they were all wanting for me to help play with them and hang out with them. And I deal with middle school, so we were playing basketball, so it's pretty cool. So yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
that's the um that's the main thing about disability is you have to just get out there, be yourself, and just like you you struggle with something in life, you found that source of light that gave you that light and that fire, and you just went after it, man. You just went after all your goals because you had that backing, just like I've had backing too.
Yeah. Yeah, you can have all these anxieties about yourself and all these insecurities, but if you have one person believing in you, that's all you need. Even if that person sometimes can be yourself. So um, it's really cool.
Exactly, man. And so I wanted to ask you, where can I guess where can my listeners listen to your covers? I mean, you do a lot of covers on YouTube, right?
Yeah, I do a lot of music covers on YouTube. Mostly they're worship covers at the moment. I put
Okay,
some original music on there as well. That channel is J&J Music. So my wife sings. Her name's Jen. So we may
that's
we may be
awesome.
doing some covers together at some point as well.
Awesome. And I'll make sure to link that in the description of our episode so people can go in and follow you and subscribe and listen to you. Um, anyways, if you got thank you guys for enjoying this episode. If you want to check it out on YouTube, Red Circle, iTunes, Spotify, and every other major podcasting outlet out there. And as always, if I can do it, so can you. And with that being said, I'm going to leave it to Josh. So Josh, take it away.
All right. So this song I wrote for my wife. She actually walked down the aisle to it. It's called "Girl of My Dreams." When we first met, I was stuck in my past. Oh, I couldn't move forward. I was stuck looking back. God sent you and you set me free. Oh, darling, you're the girl of my dreams. Confident you fought to get on your feet. Always kind heart and oh, so sweet. I'll take care of you and you'll take care of me. Oh, darling, you're the girl of my dreams. You've got those pretty eyes that turn from brown to green. You got that pretty smile, the best smile I've ever seen. That contagious laughter, I hear it even when I sleep. Darling, don't you know you're more than beautiful to me? Darling, isn't it clear you're the girl of my dreams?
Wow, that was beautiful.
Thanks, brother.
That was beautiful, man. Joshua, everybody. That's beautiful. Man, that's actually really good.
Thanks, bro. I'm glad you liked it.
How long did it take you to come up with that?
A couple weeks. I wrote it. I think
Wow,
I
wow.
wrote it for when I first engaged. So
That is awesome, man. I appreciate you taking the time to play it, and thank you for being on the show, bro. It's
yeah,
awesome.
it's been an honor, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, for sure.